What's good, my good people? Look, it's your boy Big Perk. I'm on here with my NBA OGs, my big bros, Bonzi and Sheed. Let's get technical. Sponsored by Ball is Life. Look, it's going down. If you knew better, you'd do better. Tune in.
Yes, sir. And we back again with another episode of Let's Get Technical with our brethren, Kendrick Perkins, who I fought with down in the trenches. You know what I mean? Our big man, our brother. So, yo, KP, we just gonna hop right into it, good brother. What's your thoughts on this draft? Who was the winners? Who was the losers?
Yeah.
First of all, Sheed Bonzi, what's up, my big bros? Hey, happy to be on. Look, She's still rocking. Look, I ain't gonna even get into it because he got Jamal Charles on his back, so I ain't gonna even be a hater right now. Although, yeah, look, y'all didn't do nothing defensively.
we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that.
Okay, cool. Look, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something about this draft. A lot of teams were winners. This is one of the deepest drafts since 2003 or 9-6. When you look at the talent. In my opinion, this might be the most athletic draft in NBA history. You look at the Rockets. I think the Rockets won first of all, let me say this. The top three picks, top three teams, they all won. Yeah. You got Jay Cunningham in Detroit, generational talent. You have Jalen Green in Houston, generational talent. And Evan Mobley in Cleveland, generational talent. Yeah. Like, no one would have been mad at Detroit if they would have took Evan Mobley or Jalen Green. Like
that's what I thought they was going to take.
Me too.
Yeah, all those guys could have been the number one pick. You know what I mean? Like if Jalen Green would have waited a year, he would have been the number one pick. He almost was the number one pick this season. Yeah. But you look at Golden State, right? And you look at they lottery picks that they got. You got Moses Moody from Arkansas.
Yeah, I like Moses Moody. Coach Musselman down there.
Absolutely. You got Kuminga that they grabbed. Both of those guys are going to come in and play right away, which that's what Steph and Clay need over there, right? You have one that's a sniper, one that's just super athletic, man. I'm talking about getting downhill, attacking the paint, and on a live threat at the basket is what they need, but I think all these teams were winners because the draft was that deep. Like it goes all the way down. I thought Memphis did a hell of a job of drafting guys. Houston, you needed Jalen Green. Yeah. Right? Like
I like Jalen Green.
In my opinion, when you look at Jalen Green, he has the potential. Hear me out. He has the potential to be a 6'6" athletic version of Allen Iverson if he reaches his ceiling. Yeah. But if he just falls a little short, then he's going to be a Jaylen Brown type player, which you can't be mad at. Yeah. He's still a guy that can get you 25 a night, a guy that's very explosive for us going to the basket, and he's very marketable. He's like LaMelo Ball, so he sells tickets.
Yeah, right. And I also like the other kid they got, Christopher, the kid out of Arizona State.
Oh, Josh Christopher.
Yeah, I really like him. I think he was a very good sleeper in the draft. I think Houston did a great job of coming up to get him. I like the pieces that they got there with Christian Woods, Kenyon Martin Jr., who's was another sleeper that they got. I mean, I think they got some pieces for the future. So that's a good call. So who are your sleepers in that draft? Who was a name that people might not really know about, but they're going to know about here real soon?
Well, I mean, I think everybody know about this kid, Davion Mitchell, this young man, right? Out of
Davion Mitchell.
Out of
NCAA champ Baylor.
Baylor, right?
NCAA champ.
Yeah, everyone know about him on the defensive side of things. But what people don't realize, he's really good offensively. Yeah. Like we saw his first summer league debut, and I get it, right? People want to say it's summer league, but he still went out there and I believe had 23 on efficiency. He's a guy that could come in and play right away, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went rookie of the year this year. A lot of teams were really high on him, but you know why he didn't go top 5? He went top 10 and he went number 9 in Sacramento, but the reason that he didn't go top 5 is because they called him quote unquote old.
Yeah, right. He was a senior.
Yeah, he was a senior. But when you talk about a guy that comes in and have immediate impact on both ends of the floor, I mean, Davion Mitchell, he wasn't a sleeper because he's a lottery pick. But man, I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if this kid went Rookie of the Year this year. And then
here's the shit that gets me about him. So like as you just mentioned, you know, they saying, oh, he's old. You know what I'm saying? He's 20, 21, 22. He's old. He's a senior, right. Graduated. But if you think about it, in all reality, if I'm trying to get maybe to a playoff team, he could be that piece to get him over that hump. Or if he go to a young team, I could be that piece to get them, you know, to that first playoff appearance in more than a decade or whatever. So, no, I feel you with that. He has that potential to definitely do that. But it just mystifies me why, you know, they always want to draft the youngest of the younger players. Everybody every year want to run into that Kevin Garnett, want to run into that Kobe Bryant, want to run into that Darryl Dawkins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That Moses Malone, straight out of high school, yourself having that winning effect. Y'all were a different breed. Y'all cut from a different cloth. It was a different time then. You know what I'm saying? Your mental coming out of high school match those on that NBA level right there as you progressed in your career yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you are an NBA champion in its whole. And so I think overall, young Mitchell, and you know, no relation to Donovan in Utah. But he gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be good. He's for sure, to me, the sleeper of this draft because he's that top-notch senior.
I'm gonna tell you who my sleeper is, and I think I love what the Bulls are doing right now, and they got that kid out of Illinois. I don't want to chop his name up, but I'm gonna call him Ayo.
Ayo, one of them. Yeah,
I don't want to chop, but listen, I think he was one of the sleepers of the draft for me. I followed him, you know, most of the year. Man, that kid is a bucket, and what they're doing now, they got Lonzo Ball, they got Zach LaVine, they got Kobe. I can't think of his other name.
Kobe White.
Love Kobe White. Then they got
his afro.
Then they went and got DeMar. They went and got DeMar DeRozan. They got Vucevic. I mean, they got some pieces there, but I love that kid out of Illinois. I think he's going to be a problem. He was my sleeper of the draft because that boy is a bucket.
No, he is. And here's the thing, right? Look, he was a guy that in any draft, he probably would have been an early first round pick. Yeah. And that just goes to show you how deep this draft really was. But I'm going to say this. The team that won to me, hands down, was the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
All right, you get Cade Cunningham, who I believe was the most complete player since probably LeBron. When you talk about being able to do it all, he's legit 6'8", you know, 220 pounds, has that body frame to really put on more weight, but he has that mental. This man grown. Y'all remember this? Like, seriously. You know, look, the Pistons won, right? Because I feel like, you know, they stole the kid from the little guard from Michigan. I think his name from Livy or something. They stole him from Juwan Howard early second round. Mm-hmm. And then you get the National College Player of the Year and Garza from Iowa. He went number 52. So you get a big that averaged 20 plus in college. You steal him at 52 because people talking about, oh, he might be a liability on defense and all this BS. Like, I'm like, bro, listen, if he dominated college the way he did, you could work with him. He's just like a little Jokic.
Yeah, exactly. No, for real,
I wouldn't call him a Jokic.
Hey, he went.
Garza's cool. You know, he see the thing about it with him as I watched him, you know, against bigger bodies, he had hard nights when he playing against them smaller bodies in that Big Ten, them thin forwards. You know, he was dominating them, but he has problems guarding athletic players.
I see what you're saying.
You know, he does get up and down the floor. He got a nice little touch. You know, I give that to him. But, you know, I don't know. I think he's going to struggle in the league, man, because now you're talking about every night you're going against cats, for one, that's going to be taller than him because he only, like about 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
You know, he ain't as tall. He ain't no 6'10". So you're going to be going against cats that's taller than you every night, man. And he's going to have to find his niche on how to be successful in this league because these kids get up and down, man, and they athletic as shit, dog.
No, I agree. I got a question for both of y'all. Like, two guys that I call my NBA OGs, right? You remember like in the time that y'all were coming in, and even in the time that I came in 2003. If you had a baby at the time, it was somewhat of a knock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or am I wrong? Because I was having.
No, you right.
It was a knock on you, right? It was like, oh, if you had a baby coming into the draft or a child early, they were kind of somewhat calling you immature. Yeah. Well, I'm at the draft. I'm in the green room, and I'm seeing a lot of guys that have babies right early, and now we're appreciating them and saying that they're very mature. Even like K Cut now, I even said it, like him having a child and him his daughter. It's like it's a different maturity level. But back then we were getting killed for that type of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It was hard because I know for me myself, I had kids young.
Me too.
But you know what? I always said fuck you to everybody else who criticized me for that. Because you know why?
Right.
I always looked at it in the long run. Because like even right now, I'm 47 years old. If I want to, my son's is 36, 26, and 24. I still can go out there and play some pickup games with them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Still do physical things with them. Yeah, man, so what? I had them early, you know what I'm saying? But look, I still can go out and do that shit now. That to me, that's all part of that enjoyment, man.
But it's crazy though, because they thinking that we're being immature, and we all know as fathers that don't nothing else grow you up, and having a baby will, and having the responsibility of being a father. So I never understood that, Perk. So that was interesting, because that right there is the biggest and the best job you ever gonna have in your life.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Perk. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying because I just remember like it was kind of like a knock back then, which was a bad thing in my opinion, because at the end of the day, look, we all know how it felt coming out of college and high school and what we were at the time and things to that nature. Like it wasn't no secret what was going on. Like we were them dudes, and that happens. Like let's not act like shit was foreign, like you know what I mean? Like, something was going on. Like, no, like shit was happening.
Yeah.
But it's good though. I wanted to ask y'all that because I had that thought on draft night. I'm like, man, we would have got killed for stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you this, Perk. With mentioning a lot of the young great talent that we just talked about, right? The Cade Cunninghams, the E Mobleys, the Kumingas, who do you look forward to seeing play in this summer league out here in Vegas?
It's
a lot of great talent. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. In my opinion, I think this might be the summer. It's the most dunks total in NBA Summer League.
For sure.
Sure.
I mean, like I said, like you look at it. This is the most athletic draft. You know what I mean? The most athletic draft probably in NBA history. You got to think about this. 41 guys that was at the combine had a 35-inch high vertical leap.
Yeah.
One of them set the record. Yeah, one of them set the record with a 48-inch vertical. You had a guy like what's the kid name? Jericho Sims, that's from Texas.
Yeah.
I think he went late second round or early second round. He had a 44-inch vertical, right? This is a guy that you're talking about knocking his head on the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like, this little dude jumping, these cats jumping out the gym. But man, you know what? I'm interested to watch Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, hey, this young dude is special. And if he stay locked in and he plays the center position, like if he has the mental of I'm gonna come in and be a center that could do guard things. I said this, and people may be thinking I'm reaching, but he has that ceiling of being a modern day Bill Russell with steals because he's that athletic. He's 7'1", 7'4" wingspan. He's athletic, big, real mobile, can run the floor, great handle. You know what I'm saying? And he covers the basket. Like, as far as blocking shots, he's sending that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And people are like, you overreacting. I'm like, no, I'm not overreacting. But I'm saying if he reaches his ceiling, he has that potential.
I think so because, look, he's playing with a good young point guard, too, in Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
I like Colin. Colin is tough. he again
he got better. He's got better
good
too.
mental, he's gotten better. You can see. And I had Colin when when I was doing the Nike camps a few years ago, and I saw the progression in his game.
All right.
From then until now, it was destined. We all was expecting it, but now he's playing with a good big man who can pick and pop, who can pick and roll, who can D up. You know what I'm saying? Who can guard other athletic power forwards or other bigs out on that wing, such as the Jokic, who can dish that thing either way.
Yeah.
So, man, I can't wait to see that 1-2 right there. That's going to be a hell of a pick and roll right there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you who I'm excited to see, man. I spoke a lot with his coach this summer, this AAU coach out of Team Sizzle out of Minnesota, but I'm looking forward to seeing Jalen Suggs, I'm sorry. I love Suggs, man. He's a dog, and his coach looked me in my eyes and said, Bonzi, he one of the toughest motherfuckers you ever going to see on the court. He said he's tough. He said he's a dog. So that's, ever since he told me that, I watched him in the in the NCAA, and I was like, oh yeah, he got something. But he was like, Bonzi, I'm telling you, ain't even seen the ceiling yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him play because he got some shit.
Yeah, he do. He's a. You know what? I was surprised that Toronto passed over him.
Me too.
For the kid from Florida State, and no knock on the young fella from Florida State. I like him. Yeah, but man, when you get a chance to get a guy like Jalen Suggs, a 6'4" PG, right? That already has the vision, that already has the tenacity, right? And he's going to continue to get better. Hell, the motherfucker was all state in football and basketball in Minnesota.
Yeah, he won Mr. Football and Mr. Basketball.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man, and what he did as his freshman year, you looking at a guy like. And you got to make these comparisons for the younger generation to understand what you're trying to say. But you're looking at like a better shooting Russell Westbrook with less athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Like that 6'4" frame, able to distribute. He could really rebound at the point guard position, and he can get buckets.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I agree. I like Jay Suggs. He's a good, solid player. Again, good size, as you just mentioned. I'm with everything you said about him, Perk. I'm looking forward to seeing myself because I think it's a little personal for me. I'm looking forward to seeing the Wizards so I can see what my young fella Isaiah Todd do, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Blazers. Of course, my brethren Chauncey Billups is out there, and I want to see what they do because they also drafted my other young fella, Greg Brown. I'm real interested really what Portland does because I want to see Chauncey's head as a head coach and see where his mental is. I already know as a player, it's 5-star or 10, however you want to, rate the scale, but it's going to be interesting to see my brother as a coach.
Absolutely. I think Greg Brown, that's interesting you brought him up. This is why I say college is not for everybody, right? Yeah. He struggled in college, right? You know what I'm saying? On the right track, but the wrong train. So sometimes you look at this shit, you like, man, once he get to the NBA and he get around Chance, now you be able to really see what he's capable of doing. Some kids struggle with that college stuff, man. It's just not for them. But once they get to the pros, it is what it is. So we already know he have the athleticism to get it done.
Yeah.
Superior athlete.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The only thing I need him to work on, though, is going to that basket. For me and to me, he live and die with that three too much. And at times he struggled with it. It's hit or miss. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. So I think he has to work on that shot for sure, getting that gym, work on that consistency, work on going to the basket, pump fake. Two dribble left, two dribble right, keep it basic. Everyone wants to do so much in this game now. And it's not just him. It's a lot of these young fellas out here. When you got your man beat already, now I got to snatch it back. So now he can come back in front of me and I can do something else. And this and that.
You don't have to do that shit. Like at the end of the day, Duncan Robinson just showed the world that all you have to do is be great at doing one thing, shooting the ball, right? Being a spacer, being able to play off the ball and knock down threes and you get rewarded for almost $100 million. The man got 5 year, 90 for being a star in his role. It's not that hard.
A star in his role, boy. Wow, that's crazy. Well, as we talking about these new boys, let's talk about this free agent signing because the free agent frenzy was crazy, and we can talk about a lot of teams. Let's just get right to who we want to talk about. Let's talk about all the stuff the Lakers is doing right now because the Lakers are they bringing in a lot of different guys, a lot of different mixing. I'm hearing a lot of stuff in the streets. Some people saying it's going to be cool. Some people saying it's the AARP crew, and it's going to be rough out there.
They call them. Man, they calling them senior citizens, man. They out of line, man.
Team AARP.
Yeah, they killing them. Perk, what you thinking?
Man, look, you know what? This is how I feel. When you get down to the playoffs, right, with the Lakers, that's all they worried about, getting to the playoffs.
Yeah,
you get a veteran group like that, and you tell me a team that's going to beat them in a 7-game series with that much experience and being healthy, right? So I'm looking at, forget Carmelo Anthony, forget Dwight Howard, forget LeBron James at the moment. Just look at Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, right? Russell Westbrook still have about 2 more years left in his prime. He's only 32. AD is 28. And we already know when AD is at his best, he showed us 2 years ago. Yeah. When he's at his best and he's healthy, he's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. He could be on both sides of the ball. He's the only guy besides Giannis that could get you 40 and 15 and get you 5 or 6 blocks with 3 or 4 steals. He has the capability of doing that. He showed us already. Yeah. And so when you add the other mixtures, the Dwight Howard, shit, he's still kissing the rim. Yeah, when he jumped. Yeah, he's still stupid athletic. I mean, LeBron James, even if he was to move to the power forward position, hell, he still could go down there and give you 20. Mm-hmm. I mean, on a bad night. And then Melo showed us that I'm okay with being the star in my role. Melo is just a guy that's going to be like a Jamal Crawford, right? It's certain guys that we know.
Offense just add water.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, we know this. Like guys that are hoopers, and there's certain guys that are basketball players. You look at a guy like Melo, he is just a hooper. It don't matter how old he's going to get. You could drop his ass off anywhere in America. He's going to get buckets. My thing is about the Lakers is them staying healthy and just getting to the postseason.
But see, you know, here it is. It goes back to when I was playing, Perk. You know, in 2004. It's the same thing them Lakers did back then. You know, they built that team up, and back then, David Stern was calling them his Team Hoff.
He called him Team Hoff.
Did make the Hall of Fame. You know, Shaq, of course, Hall of Fame. Kobe,
Team Hoff.
Mailman, Hall of Fame. GP, Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? They had that Hall of Fame roster. They had that. But guess what? If you get a pack of determined dogs, it don't matter, dog.
Yeah, but it
don't matter.
But
you know, Perk, you got a lot of these other teams out here that's young and hungry. And a lot of the guys on the Lakers, they tasted that wine. They tasted that fruit already. So they might not be as hungry as a Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? They might not be as hungry. What? So now we got to go and check it and see what's what. And then here's my other thing about that team. Yes, they are all a bunch of great players.
Okay.
It's only one basketball. Only one basketball. At some point, guess what?
I don't know.
All of their egos, I don't know if they can mix.
She hating right there.
I'm not
hating. I'm just calling reality.
She's a hater.
Look at it. Any one of those guys on the Lakers can go to another team and be that team's guy, that all-star, that man. Any one of them, especially in the first 5 you put out there.
I don't know.
But at some point, your ego gonna come into play. Everybody ain't got that cool ego. Everybody ain't checking that ego at the door.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. Think about this for a moment. Russell Westbrook, the only thing he has left to do is win a championship.
That's it. That's
right?
it.
You don't think he has that in his mind that, hey, look, I didn't average triple doubles for 4 seasons out of my career. I didn't win an MVP. I didn't made multiple All-Star games. I mean, his resume is longer than the holiday weekend. All right. So in his mind, he's saying, hell, the only thing I have left to do is win a championship. Same with Melo. I feel like when you talk about that 2004 Detroit Pistons team, see, we talking about one of the greatest defensive teams of all time. Y'all had dogs. Every team got talent, but they don't have dogs. Like, I'm watching some of these guys. I know. So in order to knock them off, you got to have that killer mentality. Like, you got to have dogs. Y'all had dogs. It was you, Ben, Chance, Rip, Tayshaun, Lindsey Hunter. Who else was on that?
Campbell, Mike James, D.
That's what I'm saying. Man, y'all had some real live killers. Like, you got to be deep with some killers. I don't really see that in the NBA right now. You may have 2 or 3 killers on the team, but you ain't going 8 deep when you have killers.
And
like
that's what I'm saying. Perk, they ain't got all killers neither, though.
Hold on.
All of them ain't dogs they brought in there. Some of them some Shih Tzus and Rottweilers, and all of them ain't Rottweilers. And you know what I'm saying?
They brought a Shih Tzu
and Argentinian dogos. We ain't talking. All of them ain't big dogs now. Come on, Perk.
Man.
Come on, we know this. And then here's the other thing about it. You know I'm telling the truth because we played against half of them dudes.
No, but this is what I'm saying. And Bonds, I want to hear what you got to say. But listen to this, right? In 2010, when we lost in the finals, right?
Okay.
I strongly believe health was our biggest issue. And I'm not talking about me tearing my ACL. People don't realize you went out there and gave us a hell of a game. And bro, your back was so fucked up. It was crazy. They don't even know what you had to do behind the scenes to even get on the court and play those Sheed.
Yeah.
Everybody talk, but because you didn't show no signs of weakness, right? But you think about that, KG wasn't really KG like of old because he was dragging that leg. So what I'm saying is, at that time, even if I still got hurt, I feel like if you and KG was still at least 75%, you was playing that by 60, 50% with your back at the time, we would have won.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying with the health and the sacrifice.
And you know, Perk, to your point, that was what I was going to say. I was going to say exactly that. It depends on who's healthy. You know, we watch AD be 50-50 on what's he gonna do. Bron, you know, Bron's been stellar. I love Bron, and Bron seems like he takes about 20 games off a year now and act like he has a high ankle sprain or whatever they do, and they milk it. I mean, but I understand it, it's maintenance, but I just think that team is just so ready because Bron has always done a great job of controlling every game. He's always got the guys great shots. He's always kept them in it. And, you know, the star power, we know what's up with the star power, man. They're going to keep Bron in there. So, for me, if the Lakers stay healthy, I don't see nobody really messing with them. I mean, I love Brooklyn. I love what Brooklyn have over there. But, man, what Bron does, man, what he brings to the table with a healthy AD, you have a maniac like Russell Westbrook that's out there, boom, 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 doing all this thing, and then they brought in some good shooters. So, I mean, I'm looking for the Lakers to go for it this year, man, because it's going to be really, really tough to beat them.
Yeah. So, all right, last thing, Perk, before we let you go. What's your thoughts on USA Hoops?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, Kevin Durant. Look, once they got out of that system bullshit and Greg Popovich, straight up, bro, and Pop got out of his Pop way, meaning trying to orchestrate shit, and KD just decided to take that shit over. Then it was over with. We already know, right? Kevin Durant is arguably the best player walking this damn planet. And I mean, not just in the country. Yeah, so when you look at it, nothing's changed really besides, I mean, you added Drew Holiday and Devin Booker, but now they're playing freely. It ain't that system bullshit no more, man. Like, you know, man, and people act like it's the end of the world when somebody say or criticize Pop, like he can't get criticized. Like he had like, motherfucker, you haven't done shit since Tim Duncan retired. You know what I mean? So let's keep it a buck, man. Like people get mad when you mention or say something about Popovich. Like, yeah, hey, Jesus Christ, you could criticize him and what he's doing.
Yeah. I thought them boys were struggling though, man. You know, I don't know exactly what it was. But I'm thinking and I'm favoring that. I think now European basketball has caught up with us. Because for sure, if you look at how them first few games went on, yeah, you could put it on the system, but I also put it on that our guys wasn't getting them favorable calls. You know what I'm saying? That they get in the league every night. And, you know, them European refs was looking at them like, get up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Our guys expecting it. So now I feel you a little bit for sure with KD. You know, what do you call himself? Easy money sniper?
Yeah.
Or money easy sniper, something like that?
Yeah, he is.
He's going to be that. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel right now, in my opinion, dog, yeah, he's the best player in the world. But
we got to keep it real. The NBA game is nothing but the European game now. And we got to keep it real.
Not the way they refed it, though, Bonds.
No, I'm just talking about the way they spaced the floor. 5 guys, it's constant motion. Like, you know, they have literally phased out the back down big man. You know, like back down big man, you can only play spot minutes in today's game unless you're a Jokic type guy. But the guys overseas, that's what they was born and raised playing their whole life. They know this motion move, and everybody got it. So it took us so long to adjust. On top of that basketball, y'all know how that basketball feel on USA basketball. Man, come on, can't go from shooting an NBA ball to a USA basketball. So they had to struggle, and I just didn't think they would look comfortable. You know, I'm used to Dame Lillard coming across. As soon as he take one dribble past half, he's looking to shoot. But I watched him run plays, and I was like, that ain't even really look like that. You know what I'm saying? He running plays. He ain't looking for his shot. He didn't look comfortable, and the rest of the guys on down the line. So to your point, Perk, man, I'm glad they really, you know, they've got, you know, like Pop, somebody humbled him a little bit and was like, listen, we got to switch some stuff up. We respect you, but it's time to switch up. And I think that was the biggest factor.
Absolutely. And to Sheed, I thought, you know, Bonds, when you look at it about the international, right, players and what they're doing just to the NBA, just go back and look at our 3 MVPs. Our last 3 MVPs, look who won it. Giannis, and Jokic. I mean, seriously, man, wow, this is why I love things like the overtime league. I love guys being able to go to the G League. You know, the overtime league is giving guys the opportunity to turn pro early, make some money, but also develop so when they step foot in the NBA, this ain't foreign to them. Hell, Luka been playing pro basketball since he was 15, 14.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. So when you look at it, it's like we behind the 8 ball. We got to catch up because you got guys like Giannis who, you know, we could talk about his lack of shooting ability or whatever the case may be. But that motherfucker ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Not at all. Not at all. That boy's a problem.
Yeah, he ain't going. Jokic, he still got 3 or 4, probably maybe 5 years of that type of level of play. You know what I mean? Before he be looking like me, like a melted candle. You know what I mean? So the international game catching up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a fool, dog.
Yeah, you're a fool with it. Man, you crazy. Hey, but I want to ask you real quick, man, because I was watching you on ESPN and you brought up the Kawhi situation. I really want to play you the clip off my phone, but you said some real interesting stuff about Kawhi. Let's talk about, because you're right. We've been giving Kawhi a pass. He's been a very, very quiet guy, so we leave him alone. But some of the antics he be doing back in our era, you know, we wasn't having that. So how do you feel about it in Sheed? I'm gonna ask you the same thing.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like this is what I'm saying. I was raised and I grew up under an era where you had certain codes, man. You know what I mean? If shit happens or if one of your homies, one of your brothers pick up the phone and call you and y'all having a private conversation, that conversation ain't even supposed to leave that. Once y'all hang up, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, unless you, like, if you don't plan on making nothing happen, like with him and Russ having conversations. If you don't plan on teaming up with Russ, then that conversation should go to the grave with the both of y'all. Yeah. That conversation shouldn't have been used for Kawhi to go behind Russ back and holler at Paul George and say, hey, Paul George, Russ trying to leave. He trying to bounce on you, man, but I want you to come team up with me. And then not knowing that Russ and Paul George was already on the same page anyway. They was in communication, so you do that. All right, I bet they're right. Then they talk about the helicopter rides to the plane. This is reports that are coming out that are true. Yeah. The helicopter rides and they holding up the plane and guys complaining about, goddamn, I understand franchise guys get special privileges, and it's understood because if you get paid the big bucks, you should be able to get special privileges at time, but it shouldn't But damn, right? And then I'm looking in the playoffs, I'm like, bro, like your guys down here in the trenches. This is the Western Conference Finals. This is, they battling in the heat. You hurt. And you sitting up in the suite. You sitting up in the suite, dog. Like, you're not down here on the floor. Like,
what are you eating in the suite, Perk?
Man, he was eating, man, he had ribeyes, cooked medium well. He had, what else they had? The creme brulee, the corn. I mean, look, the man eating good up there, steak and shrimp, wiggling his toes. He really doing his thing in there. And I'm still saying, so nobody's gonna call him out on this. Yeah. And just like Robert Ory just said today. Did y'all see it? Robert Ory said it today. He said that what Kawhi is doing to the Clippers and the organization, man, ain't right. Like, he opting out his contract and ain't giving nobody no idea on what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah. A team that gave it up all for you. Now, I understand, as a player, if you got control, you want to do what you do. But see, here's my problem. Why players always want to act a fool when it comes down to former players that are African-American coaches? Why players always want to act a fool when it comes down to a guy like T. Lue?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what it's like? You know what it's like? And I'm pretty sure that both of y'all can contest to what I'm about to say. It's like when, of course, we played for white coaches in the NBA. Yeah. Let's just say, that coach wasn't able to come that day for whatever reason it may have been. And boom, that black assistant coach steps up. And we like, the substitute teacher, spit balls and throwing shit across the room and everything. Yeah, I'm with you, Perk. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think what they're gonna have to do, man, is at some point. Yeah, he is the star of that team, but shit, damn, no, dog. I mean,
damn. Like, how much? Like, okay, you coming off an ACL injury. It's like, how much you gonna continue to cater to him? And if you teammates, let me ask y'all, if you his teammates, like if you Paul George and you everybody else around him, like, as sooner or later y'all gonna start looking at dude a little sideways, like, say, bro, like, what type of time you really on? I understand, do your thing, but at some type of form of fashion, you gotta show us that you a team guy or something, right?
But if you know anything about us, we wouldn't have never let it get that far. We'd have called him out on the first day. Hey, rich motherfucker, you act, oh, damn, you better than us? You brand new? Damn, you can't fuck with us? We would have said him from day one to let him know, like, bruh, we ain't doing that. Fuck some money. We all got some money. You might got a whole lot of money, but we all got some money from where we from. So don't be trying to act all like you better than us. Fuck that. Because we had Scottie Pippen on our team. Man, Pip, you better act like one of us, and we gonna damn near whoop you out here. Fuck them. and that's what we really, really felt like, bro. Like, don't try to handle us. We respect you as our OG, but don't be trying to act like you better than us and all this shit. Cause we all grinding up in here, but we respect you. But don't be, trying to pull the, the big time card. So,
and that's a great point you brought up. That's why I was going back to the point with Sheed when he said, when I was telling y'all about teams having that dog killer mentality. It ain't just on the court, but it's just, if you gonna be afraid to hold guys accountable.
Please.
Police yourselves in the locker room. Or you gonna be starstruck in your own locker room as a role player. Or you can say something like, that's the thing. Like, can you say something to one of the franchise guys without being afraid to really, you know what I'm saying, have them pissed off at you? No, like, you gotta check that shit.
Yeah, for real. And but yeah, Perk, man, but we got to end it on that, man. We don't want to hold you up too much longer, man, but we really appreciate you coming through and giving the insight, man. We so proud of you every time we see you on TV every day, man. We like, look at our guy out there, man. We just so excited for you, man. But blessings to everything you do and all your future endeavors, man. We see you doing the AAU big with the kids, man. We love to see that. But man, we appreciate you coming through for the second time, man. So
man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Y'all know it's all love for life. Hey, look, Bon, just tell Sheed next time I come on, take that Kansas City gear off. Look, y'all one-hit wonders, Sheed. Y'all one-hit wonders. I don't even want to hear that shit. Look, only reason I'm giving them a pass because he repping that 4-9 today and Jamal Charles.
Shout out to my man Beto, too.
Yes, sir. Blessings, my brother. Appreciate you, fam.
Already love.
Yes, sir.